In a moment that sent shockwaves across the celebrity circuit and royal watchers' circles alike, Dame Helen Mirren, revered titan of British stage and screen, openly lambasted Meghan Markle's latest brand stunt during an appearance on the Graham Norton Show. What began as a seemingly light-hearted chat descended into a cutting and unapologetic critique of the Duchess of Sussex's latest commercial endeavor, a line of wedding-inspired makeup sold under her controversial brand, American Riviera Orchard. In a few icy, devastating sentences, Mirren branded the entire enterprise as grifting for cash in plain sight, accusing Meghan of exploiting every inch of her royal association for personal financial gain. Her voice, laced with disdain, captured what many critics have long whispered. Now, someone had the audacity to say it aloud, and it couldn't have been more public. It was the kind of televised moment that needed no clarification, no dramatic music. The studio went silent for a split second, just enough for the audience to realize this wasn't mere banter. She's selling wedding makeup now? Right up to the eyeliner she wore to the altar? That's not branding, that's brazen, Mirren said. You don't see Camilla flogging lip gloss, do you? The audience, half laughing, half gasping, erupted. And just like that, a respected elder of the entertainment industry drew a clear line in the sand. Enough was enough. What makes Meghan Markle's brand evolution or descent, depending on your perspective, so polarizing is not just its obvious commercial ambition. It's the sheer audacity of it all. After retreating from royal duties in 2020 with a declaration of wanting a more private life, Meghan has instead staged one of the most meticulously orchestrated re-entries into the spotlight in modern celebrity history. This isn't just a pivot, it's a full-blown strategy. From lucrative Netflix deals to Spotify flops to now a domestic lifestyle brand promising jams, tableware, and cosmetic kits, she has rebranded herself not as a philanthropist, but as a personality to be packaged and sold. What makes this especially grating for critics like Mirren and many among the British public is that Meghan's entire commercial apparatus hinges on the gravitas of the royal family despite her open disdain for it. One might argue that without the palace wedding there'd be no wedding glow to replicate with bronzer. Without the title of Duchess, there'd be no high society nostalgia to lace into her brand's messaging. Her beauty brand, though subtle in its naming, oozes with elitism and soft-focused royal nostalgia. American Riviera Orchard evokes the grandeur of Montecito meets Windsor, all wrapped in vintage script on pastel-colored labels. It's a princess fantasy sold in product form. But this isn't Disney. It's real and it's relentless. From privacy to publicity tour, it is impossible to ignore the contradiction between Meghan and Harry's declaration for privacy. And their actions since. Privacy has meant podcast deals, Oprah interviews, docuseries, staged paparazzi strolls, and now lifestyle goods carefully curated to resurrect the very image they claimed to escape. Their infamous tell-all with Oprah painted the palace as a cruel, colonial relic, but that very palace remains the branding backdrop to their commercial ventures. Meghan's new makeup line reportedly includes products inspired by her iconic wedding day look. That's the wedding held at Windsor Castle, televised to billions, paid for in part by the British taxpayer. Even more galling is that this inspiration is being monetized. It's not merely that she's cashing in, celebrities do that all the time. It's that she's doing so after declaring the institution she's profiting from to be oppressive and toxic. The hypocrisy is laid bare. Critics argue, you don't get to build your platform by torching the monarchy and then sell the ashes in lip balm form. Dame Helen Mirren has always been a figure of unflinching candor. She's not just any actress, she is royalty in her own right, having famously portrayed Queen Elizabeth II in The Queen and earned accolades for her sharp insight into the complexities of British nobility. When she speaks about royalty, it comes from more than just opinion, it comes from years of cultural observation and personal connection to the legacy of the crown. That's why her words hit so hard. She's selling the very image she abandoned, Mirren continued during the show. There's a word for that. It's not entrepreneur, it's opportunist. The room nodded along, not in anger, but in agreement, as though she had voiced what everyone else had been too polite to say. Meghan's brand is more than makeup and jam. It's narrative merchandise. It's how Meghan found happiness in a product. The candles aren't just candles, they're lit in Montecito. The throw blankets aren't merely warm, they're part of a vision board life curated through social climbing, media manipulation, and title wielding. Everything about the brand is meant to whisper, this could be your life too, if you glow like me, live like me, shop like me. It's an old Hollywood tactic dressed up in pseudo-royalty and faux wellness. It's Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop meets the Crown, and that's precisely what's rubbing critics the wrong way. Meghan didn't just reject the royal institution, she's now selling a sanitized, Americanized version of it. One without duty, tradition, or service. Just the aesthetics. Meghan Markle once inspired a wave of admiration. She was seen as a breath of fresh air in a stuffy royal lineage. An actress turned duchess who might modernize the monarchy. But today, the glow has dimmed. Her ventures increasingly come off as tone-deaf, self-serving, and dripping with contradiction. The public isn't buying the fantasy anymore. Her Spotify podcast archetypes was axed after one season. Her Netflix projects are reportedly facing delays. Her Archwell Foundation activities have dwindled in relevance. The New York Post dubbed her lifestyle pivot the last gasp of a failed royal influencer, while British media outlets openly question how long she can trade on titles she claims to loathe. Meanwhile, Helen Mirren's critique is gaining traction precisely because it's not tabloid gossip. It's coming from a woman who has no stake in royal drama, no need for publicity, and every reason to speak her truth plainly. Meghan Markle's transformation is now complete. She's no longer just a royal rebel. She's a full-fledged celebrity entrepreneur who cherry-picks royal glamour when it suits her, and denounces it when it doesn't. Her critics argue that she has weaponized her victimhood into a marketing strategy, her marriage into a brand partnership, and her duchess title into a product stamp. Whether the world continues to buy it is another matter entirely. For now, Dame Helen Mirren's sharp rebuke stands as a defining cultural moment, a reminder that fame doesn't equal credibility, and branding doesn't erase contradictions.